Hello, USHS track parents. This video will serve as our team meeting with you for the 2021 track season. My name is Tim Pullman. I'm the girls head coach. We have Ed Arnold is the head boys coach. Uh, Working with the kids as our assistant coaches this year is Brent Foley, Dwayne Ham, James Macera, Ty Calvin, and Dylan Ham. They'll be helping us out with all of the individual events and addressing any concerns that your sons and daughters might have. Our program will begin each day promptly at 3 o'clock, and we look to have every practice to be completed by 5 o'clock. So, with that in mind, you can always plan on picking your athlete up before 5 o'clock. The only time that we would go past 5 o'clock is if there is a specialty event and your son or daughter wishes to spend a little extra time getting some assistance. But we would like to try to make sure that all the kids are out by 5 o'clock so that way they can get home and spend some family time with you guys, and the coaches, we can get home and spend some family time with our family as well. If we're looking at a couple of important dates, our track program did start yesterday with a mandatory practice. Uh, we have also, starting yesterday, we had the team apparel store that opened up. What that is, and I'll jump down to this real quick. What that is an opportunity for you, for your son or daughter, for grandma and grandpa, cousins, anybody that would like to support the track program. We have an online store that you can purchase team apparel, something to really show off some team spirit to support the program. The storefront is open currently, but it's going to close on March 10th. Everything is online. They've done a real good job for us in the past, and I'd expect nothing less from them this year. So, but the key here is March 10th is the close date if you would like to get something. It is an optional thing, but in that team store, we will be issuing team shorts, but uh, some of the kids like the compression style shorts. If your athlete prefers to have the compression shorts, we have to make sure that the uniforms match with the school issued uniform. So we do have on that team store the type of compression shorts that will match with the school issued. So that way there's no issues, no problems when it comes to relays. Picture day is going to be March 16th. We will be sending home with the kids the envelopes so that way they can give it to you and you can order whatever you would like for the team picture day. March 30th, all of the coaches will have parent-teacher conferences after school. So tentatively, there is no practice. If our assistant coaches let us know that they will be willing to take over practice on that day, as long as they are free to, we will let the kids come in during that time. But as of this moment, tentatively, there is no practice. March 10th, I'm sorry, March 1st. March 1st is a teacher work day, but that's only in the morning. So please make sure that the kids are free from 11:30 to 1:30 so that way we can get a practice in. Good Friday, we will not be having school and we will not interfere with any family events that are taking place that day, so there will be no practice scheduled either. Our 2021 schedule is available online through the school's website and through our track and field webpage. I'll show you that in a little bit. The only new change that we had this year was instead of going to the Kenton relays, we're going to the River Valley relays. Kenton, unfortunately, had some schools drop out of their event, and there would have only been maybe four teams there this year. And we wanted to make sure that we had an event for the kids that was a little more competitive with more than just 4 teams. So that's why we made the transition over to River Valley. There looks to be some really good teams in this year, so that'll be some good competition. I will mention that Mr. Ehrman is asking for any parent volunteers to come in and assist during our home meets. Our home meets will be Monday, March 29th. We'll have one with Liberty Benton and Pleasant. We have also our tri-meet on the 19th of April, our home track meet, the Swank House, on the 24th, and then our last home meet will be April 26th with Carrie and Colonel Crawford. If you would be willing to come in and assist with timing or uh, let's say helping out with the pole vault or high jump or shot or disc, if you would be willing to come in, that would help the program out greatly. And you just let him know what you're willing to assist with, and then he'll get you all squared away. Our social media policy, we'd like the kids to be upstanding digital citizens. That means that the content that they share out onto the web, that can be a permanent thing, and we want to make sure that they are not doing or saying anything that would be inappropriate, that would reflect poorly on the track program, the coaches themselves, you as parents, the community, the school. So we ask that you kind of help us to enforce that digital citizenship and making sure that they do the right things. Policies for this year, um, they are signing up for an athletic program, and we are asking that when they sign up for that program, that they are going to attend every practice. We cannot take and work with your young athlete if they're not at practice. So we're not going to get any better as individuals, and we will not excel as a team unless we have the team present. Uh, it is an established time frame from 3 to 5. So any type of uh, doctor's appointments, any type of activities like that, we ask that you try to schedule around the track programs, workout schedules. Uh, let's see, if we move along here, our lettering policy. The lettering policy, this has been in place since the early 80s. Uh, but I always tell the kids that if their only reason that they're coming out for track and field is to earn a varsity letter, they're out for the wrong uh, purpose. The purpose that I would like for the kids to come out is that they want to be the best athlete they can be. They want to represent their school. They want to be competitive. They want to represent you as solid, upstanding young individuals in an athletic event. That's the main purpose that I would like to see the kids coming out for track and field. A varsity letter is just kind of the icing on top of the cake. Uh, if we're looking at responsibilities, if if we find that uh, there's too many absences, we have to address those, and you can see the consequences for not fulfilling those responsibilities here. We don't want to go that route because we want to work with your sons and daughters, but sometimes if you have somebody that misses a lot, that can just pull the team morale down when we're trying to work with relays and somebody's just not there. Uh, we want them there. We want them there. Uh, we have clarifications if your son or daughter is injured. We are not in the coaching realm to try to get uh, a win or a first place or a second place at the cost of the health of your son or daughter. That is not our our goal. We want those first places. We want to have your kid excel to the greatest that they can, but not at the cost of their health. That would be inappropriate. And if there's ever an injury, we want to make sure that they have fully recovered before that next competitive event. So if your son or daughter is injured, they can't complete a practice, they can't participate in a meet because of some injury, we want to make sure that there's 5 days that they can complete a workout and they have been cleared by the athletic trainer before they can participate in the next meet, right? And again, that's just to make sure that we are not putting your son or daughter into a situation that would cause physical injury. We won't do that. Our practice times, I've addressed that, and I think now the third time I've mentioned it, it's a big thing for us. We want to make sure the kids are there. Meet expectations. This is more along the lines of the kids. We want to make sure that they understand that they are there at a competitive event, and it's not a time that we'd break out frisbees and footballs and play games. This year, because of the whole COVID situation, we are going to allow athletes to ride with their parents. They cannot ride with brothers or sisters. You can't have a brother or sister. They can't have themselves drive to events. But if you as a parent sends Coach Arnold or I a remind message stating that you will be taking your son or daughter to or even from an event, that is acceptable for this year. But again, I want to make sure I emphasize this. It must be a parent. It cannot be anyone else, only a parent taking their son or daughter to an athletic event or taking them home from an athletic event. We cannot have a friend's parent taking them home. We can't have brother or sister or cousin taking somebody to a meet or home from a meet. It must be a parent. We have to have that in writing before that takes place. Dress attire. Uh, I say this each year. We don't want to support other team programs. We want to support Upper Sandusky. So we ask that the kids wear Upper Sandusky attire and not some other team's program. So that's just kind of a little side thing. We'll go over the other dress attire ideas or criteria with the kids. We have COVID related guidelines. We lost an entire season last year because of this. And Coach Arnold and I, we've talked a lot, and we want to do everything we can to ensure that your son or daughter has a 2021 track season. So when they come to practice, they need to be fever free. Whether it's COVID or they just have some other illness, if they have a fever, they're sick. We want to make sure that they're healthy, so we want them to stay home. But in addition to that, we don't want that illness to spread to the rest of the team. Like I said, we've lost an entire season due to the coronavirus. We don't want anyone else to miss any more time out of a season because of an illness. We want to make sure that we have a healthy team this year so that way we can have a full productive season. The water fountains, they are not on at the weight room. So at practices, you must bring a water bottle and have that ready to all events so that way you're prepared. Maintaining social distancing. We just don't want the kids piling up on the high jump pit. All right. And I'm just using that as one example. We can't have kids all congregating in one area. Then that's going to raise questions. Why are they all together? Why do we have kids not wearing masks? These are things that we want to avoid. again, so we can have a full 2021 track season and not lose any more time due to this. Hand washing before and after practices. We're going to be sharing implements. We're going to ask the kids to make sure that they do their part at keeping things controlled. After practice, we do want the kids picked up promptly. We would like them out of here by 5 o'clock, unless, like I said, they need some extra assistance in a specialty event. But usually by 5 o'clock, they're pretty darn tired. They're ready to go home. Masks, they are not mandatory while the kids are running, but if we have team meetings, if we have before practice or just after practice, if they're not running, if they're not working out, they should have a mask on. And then inside the field house, on the bus, in the weight room, when social distancing can't take place, they need to have a mask on. All team communication is going to be shared through the Facebook track group page, and that is right here. So we also post a lot of pictures. I'll put the different events that are going to be taking place. I'll post those onto Facebook. We have a track Twitter page, but I'll be honest with you, I just haven't really gotten into Twitter. So there is something there, but there's not going to be a lot of information posted. Where we will have a lot of details, including all of the paperwork for the season, is on the track and field Google site. This is our web page. This is going. I know it says Lady Rams, but it also will have the boys program as well in that. We have the track remind group. Many of you have already signed up for that, and that is great. But if you are not currently receiving text messages about updates for the program, if you type in 81010 as the number, and then in the message you put at USHS track, that is going to ensure that if there's ever any changes, like we said, Tuesday, the 23rd, because we have ACT testing at the high school, we have remote learning that day. We had talked and we said that we were going to cancel practice for Tuesday, and we sent out a remind message just to tell the kids that. So these are the things that we're going to share out through the remind message system and keep you updated on any changes. We talked about the track attire here. So that really does address all of the items that we needed to talk about with the kids. If there's something that I have not covered, something that you have a question on, what I'd encourage you to do is to send me a remind message, shoot Coach Arnold or myself an email, and we will address any questions or concerns that you might have right away. Okay? Look forward to a very productive season and working with your sons and daughters. All right. Take care.